There's certainly kind of this concept of the stream that people talk about. You know, they talk a lot about it within Twitter, the Twitter stream of information and data and things that are being shared flowing by. Facebook has the stream. You know, it's updates, but it's also things that are being shared now. And there are some folks that say, well, that's the way it is now. You know, it's no longer about information retrieval, it's about looking at the stream and essentially harvesting useful things from that and saying, is there something that flows by that I want to engage with? But I think that that's obviously becoming a little too overwhelming for most people. They're realizing that once they start to connect with 200, 300, 500 people, that stream not only becomes huge and it's a rushing river, it's also polluted. There's a lot of stuff in the stream I don't care about and I don't want to see, and it's getting in between me and the data that I would like to see. Just like Google managed the complexity of the web and saying, yes, there are millions, if not billions of documents, we'll help you find the one you're looking for. Whoever invests in the technology and delivers the ability to harvest from the stream is going to be the next big winner. We're seeing a point now where mobile and local are starting to become a bigger part of people's lives. And we've always lived in the physical world, but the devices that we had to use to get information, to communicate with each other, were primarily through PCs and laptops. And so a lot of it was a very disconnected experience. You know, I'm living in this world, the physical world, where I'm walking down the street, I'm in a cab, I'm going to a restaurant, but if I want to look up something, I have to go sit in front of a computer. Well, now that's changing. You know, with smartphones and better access to this information, my little computer is actually in my pocket now. It's something I can take out in my hand. And so you're seeing the big players, and that's not even the search engines like Google and Yahoo and Bing, but also the social players saying, I want to be part of that experience when someone's out in the world. I want to have their engagement even if they're not sitting in front of a computer. There's certainly a bit of a tension between two of the major social networks of Facebook and LinkedIn. You look at LinkedIn and that's been your professional network. Facebook has risen up to be this social network that is connected with people that you know, people that are your friends. But the lines are starting to blur. And so you are seeing LinkedIn invest in things like Signal, which is allowing a stream of information from Twitter and Facebook to be fed into the LinkedIn ecosystem. You're starting to see people do status updates on LinkedIn. And then on the other side, Facebook. People are talking about, oh, I'm looking for a job. Or now the new Facebook Profiles is offering information that talks about your work experience. What projects are you working on? Who are your colleagues? So it's very interesting to see both starting to move a little bit into each other's arena. Traditional search is being disrupted by social media probably in three ways. One is that you're seeing just a massive amount of data that's being shared through platforms like Facebook and Twitter. And now that they're using mobile applications, people are updating even more frequently. So data is flowing through the system by the second, and photos are being uploaded, a lot of media is being shared. And so for a traditional search engine, that's just a massive amount of data to deal with, and so that's kind of a fire hose. That's kind of the first problem. The second problem is the fact that these are real-time updates. So these are happening second by second. The traditional search algorithm relies on a lot more signals than things that come in within a second. So traditionally looking for things like inbound links, click data and so forth that you get over days, if not weeks and months. Now a search engine needs to make a decision about how relevant is this? Is this spam? What is this document about within seconds? And so that's a huge opportunity for the real-time social engines, I think, to now start to take that traffic from search engines. So the third problem is that people are starting their day with these social destinations. More and more often your day starts on Facebook versus maybe going to Google first thing in the day. And traditional questions that you would ask a search engine, you're turning to your network more to ask. And so you're seeing sites like Twitter, Facebook, Hunch, Quora, where people are saying, well, what's the best digital camera to buy? If I'm going to New York for the weekend, what's the best hotel? And so that's obviously a threat for a major search engine.